Hi, I'm Debbie from Property Apprentice, and today I'm going to be giving you a bit of a rundown on the Kiwibuild changes that have recently been announced. Kiwibuild, for those of you that might not remember, Kiwibuild was the government's flagship program to build more homes for first home buyers when Labor was first elected back in 2017. Kiwibuild scheme was targeted for first home buyers on incomes below 120,000. The Kiwibuild program relied on developers partnering with the government to build houses for residential sale. Kāinga Ora would underwrite a portion of the houses being built so developers could access financing. The government itself is not building the houses. Former Housing Minister Phil Twyford made the promise of 100,000 homes in 10 years, which in hindsight I bet he's regretting, but little interest from developers meant that just 1,380 houses have been built so far, with a further 1,223 under construction. Housing Minister Megan Woods announced that an increase to the Kiwibuild price caps will take place to reflect the current market and to encourage developers to create more homes for purchase. The new price caps were also a means to address the rising construction costs. We've seen 18% inflation in the increase in construction costs over the past 12 months, which has been significant. The announcement also included opening the Kiwibuild program to a new cohort of potential applicants, which means they can provide more individuals in whānau with the opportunity to improve home ownership. So changes to the Kiwibuild price caps. Price caps are set for standard 1, 2 and 3 bedroom homes. The government will consider approving developer proposal that includes delivery of the following Kiwibuild homes above the house price caps, and that's for 4 or more bedrooms and accessible or universally designed. Those amendments are aimed at catering for larger and potentially intergenerational families and also those with accessibility needs. Changes to the eligibility criteria. The income cap for multiple buyers has increased from 180,000 to 200,000, and there's a new income cap category for individual buyers with dependents. The income cap is now 150,000. Depending on the size and location, price caps of houses built as part of the scheme increased from 50,000 to 280,000 each. The higher price caps ranged from 550,000 up to 860,000, and that's increased from 500 to 650. So quite a significant jump there. Now that the new range is 550 to 860 price caps in different areas. This means that people who win a Kiwibuild ballot will need to pay more for their first home, but housing economists and bankers welcome Wood's decision. The downside is you do still need to go into that Kiwibuild ballot, so it's a little bit like winning the lottery. But the previous caps were so low that developers couldn't afford to build houses at those prices. The new price caps are a great opportunity for property developers to create more projects, especially in a slower market for new builds. And that means that there's more first home buyers that will benefit from the Kiwibuild program. Hours after the announcement, Director of Property Financier NZMS, James Callow, announced that $600 million worth of loans will be made available for developers who will start on Kiwibuild projects in the next few months. Around 1,000 homes will be built as part of the scheme, coming from NZMS financing alone. Callow is confident that many banks will be able to match the loans for at least 4,000 or 5,000 homes. CoreLogic Chief Economist Kelvin Davidson said that the private sector's had more impact on the housing market than Kiwibuild. In the year to May 2020, a record number of 51,015 dwelling consents were documented from the private sector. However, Kelvin agrees that the news from Kiwibuild came at the right time, with the construction sector set to decline due to difficulties in securing financing, higher costs and interest rates. As to the new price caps, Davidson and Callow think they're still below the median property price. As a suggestion, they hope Kiwibuild will continue to offer more affordable housing, priced below what the open market is offering. According to Davidson, a silver lining with the changes is that more housing options will be made available for people, even though they're more expensive under the Kiwibuild program, whereas the previous caps meant only a few houses were being built at all. In Auckland, for example, the average house price was $1.16 million at the end of June. A 3-bedroom Kiwibuild in Auckland would sell for $860,000 under the new pricing structure. The cheapest houses would be studio flats or one-bedroom houses across the country at 550,000, and the most expensive being three-bedroom houses in Wellington and in Auckland. The biggest price increase under the Kiwibuild program was seen in Tauranga. The previous price cap for a three-bedroom home in Tauranga was $500,000, and that had increased to $780,000. With rising interest rates, people on median and lower wages might find it difficult to service a mortgage, especially with the triple CFA changes that have also been recently introduced and discussed in previous weeks in reviews. So we've got a few different sources for the information that I've outlined above, and we'll put those links below for anyone who wants to read more about those. So thank you for listening, and if you want to find out more about the property market and how to get ahead financially using property as a vehicle for wealth creation, while also providing accommodation for tenants who need somewhere to live, who might not be in as strong a financial position as you are, then join me at one of our free financial training sessions called Beginner's Guide to Property Investing. And you can register for these free events at our website, which is propertyapprentice.co.nz. We hold them online and live in person in our office in Ellerslie. So feel free to go head along to our website, propertyapprentice.co.nz, and register for one of the upcoming sessions. You get plenty of opportunities to ask questions as well. So fill your boots, and I look forward to seeing you there. Thanks for listening.